Man, proud of our kids. We really came to work today, had some great weather for a while, then it rained a little bit, which I thought was good. A little adversity, and our kids battled through it. Got a tremendous challenge this week. You know, we continue to improve, and then we've got to improve, right? But tremendous challenge this week. Like I said, in Arkansas State, they really play hard in the kicking game. They present a lot of problems in all phases, and they're building their program just like we are, so it's a big game for both of us. With that, I'll open it up.
I feel like there was more energy, maybe urgency today?
You know, I don't, Tyler. I think we practice good. I don't think practicing's our problem. I think we practice really well. I think we've got some execution issues in game where I've got to coach better because we're practicing really well and we're doing what we're supposed to do. In some areas, we're just not there yet. And obviously, there's a lot of things that factor into that. I take responsibility for my part in it. And, there's always urgency here. We don't ever waste time here or attack each day like it could be the good Lord's last one that he gives us. So, every day's urgent. We're just continuing to push forward and go.
Coach,
go ahead.
In terms of urgency, or was there anything this week that you've kind of pounded home a message to them, just reiterated things?
Short yardage, we continue to work on that. We got our first one the other night, and then we didn't get our second one. Like I said, Glenn, offensively, we just got to get better as a whole. You know what I mean? We just got to continue to improve overall. We got to continue to grow overall. And I think we are. It's inexcusable what our production has been. We're better than that. We've got to coach better and be better. It starts with me. So that's been a point of emphasis just offensively like it is every day. And then short yardage. We got in the red zone last week and scored on our first one, which is good to see. We had our best overall third down of the year. Where, 50% is really good third down football no matter where you're at. Defensively, I think we had a few breakdowns right there at the end that we've addressed. We had our best kickoff cover game. We continue to harp on punt block and kickoff return of making sure we got a hat on a hat because we got some really electric returners.
Coach, last week you mentioned that the lack of competition for the QB1 job might be a negative for Wilkie. With that being said, have you seen maybe Jake Lang push him this week? Have you seen more competition for that spot this week?
No. And Jake's doing man. Jake and Trey are doing a great job of doing what they're doing, but no, they're not close to beating Zach out.
Obviously Zach is still very young. I wonder what he can learn from that game. And maybe the Troy game, and just what he maybe needs to do to maybe avoid some of those turnovers, or what have you guys kind of discussed?
Well, number one, the two turnovers, his first two turnovers, the league's already apologized for one of them. It was a blatant pass interference. That was a missed call that the league said. So, he threw a ball right into a guy's chest. So, I don't want him to do anything different on that. And then the second one was a one-handed interception. It was a great play. We got to tip our hat to the guy from Troy on that. It was an RPO. He pulled it and threw it, and the guy made a one-handed pick. We got to get it a little higher and get it over that guy. As far as the whole, collectively as a whole, what he needs to do is what he's doing. He comes to work every day. He improves. He's 5 games into, his true freshman season. And, there's a guy that played here by the name of Austin Davis. And when he was a freshman, I believe he was 2-6 as a starter. And then they won their last few games and went 7-6 on the year. There's a guy by the name of Nick Mullins, if our fans will remember. I believe he played here as a freshman. I believe they went 1-11 that year. Austin Davis and Nick Mullins ended up being pretty good players. And, Zach's on a really good track right now to be a really good football player. He just got to continue to do daily what he's doing right now, which is working. And we got to play better around Zach. You know what I'm saying?
Who's one player on defense who's really surprised you the first few games?
Surprised me. I don't know if I've been surprised. I tell you somebody that's really, all of our players, they've been playing what we thought. I tell you, Jay Jones is really coming on, man. The young safety from Demopolis, you can see it in the kicking game and at safety. He is going to be a great, great player. And he's starting to get it, and he's playing fast. He's a young guy that's really coming on and doing a lot of good things right now.
Coach, I know down in the red zone, you talk about execution. Can you kind of speak to maybe that being a little different mentality down in there, kind of like a mentality you take on special teams?
Maybe, I don't know. I think, I don't think there's any phase offensively where we say, boy, I tell you what, we're really good at that. You know what I mean? So there's been some lack of execution in the red zone, but that's That's just kind of like there's a lack of execution in all facets. So I don't think you can. Maybe people highlight that because that's a statistic that's kept up with a lot. You know what I'm saying? If we kept up with first down efficiency, we'd be really bad at that too. You know what I'm saying? So and we keep up with it. I'm talking about if it was something that was talked about. It is a point of emphasis. We scored on our first time down there the other night. Then we kicked the field goal on the other time. The other time it was the end of the game with 4 seconds left. So, I thought we took a step forward down there. I thought we took a step forward in third down. And we got to take a step forwards and everything. And we are, man. We are. We're just not there yet. We're not there yet. You can blame me. You can blame whatever you want to. We're not there yet. Ultimately, it is on me. We are improving and working every day to get there.
Yeah. Off of that, I was just what I was trying to get to. I didn't make it clear, but maybe just when you're down in there, a different kind of physicality, the importance of that that grit and that it's a man-on-man battle down in there.
That's right. And I thought, I think you're right. Yeah, we just, Glenn, I don't know how to single out any phase of our offense right now and say we got to get better at everything. You know what I mean?
Well, it looked like Paul had the first team reps there.
Yeah, he did. Yes, so Paul will start at right tackle this week. He's practiced really well, and I'm proud of him, because that's hard. And it's no knock on Kyron, kind of like what Jackson was talking about. We've got really good competition there. Paul is a better player today than he was 4 weeks ago because of Kyron. Kyron's playing really well too. And Paul has embraced that and competed and gotten his job back because he's playing better right now. And it's such a great lesson, and we talked about that of life for all our kids. It's like, man, that's life. If you wake up and go to work and you're not productive and do your job, or there's somebody that'll do it better than you, they will replace you. And nobody will feel sorry for you. And that's called life. And anybody that thinks it's not is being unrealistic. And I'm just proud of Paul. I'm proud of Kyron. And I think all of our kids do that, man. I really think we're improving as a team, and I think there's good days coming.
Coach, I believe it was in 7-on-7. You told some of your players, if you're going to talk, say good job instead of maybe talking smack. Could you kind of talk about why that mindset is important?
That's just what we do here. We're not a trash talking football program. That's not what we do. We get the signal, we do our job, we worry about what we can control. And I was just saying, if you want to talk, like it was a Jay Stanley, Tyler Knight rep where they did a great job of running an Indian bracket, what we call an Indian bracket, which is an inside bracket on a corner route. Like it was a clinic tape rep. It was just beautiful on Jacarius Caston. What I was saying was, that's Jacarius Caston running a corner route, which is a really good player. He ran the route correctly. Zach made a great throw, and it still wasn't complete because 2 guys just did a phenomenal job. And, we got to notice those things and see that. I think we got to start understanding that, we got good players going against good players, and our expectation levels got to change a little bit,
Good to be home. I mean, you guys haven't been home in a month.
Yeah, it is. It is good to be home, and obviously we want to play well at home at the Rock in front of our fans. And we had a great crowd. Our last home game versus Northwestern State. We hope to have it again.